Hi guys, it's podcast with Anuluakpo, and we're starting with a series of personal development. So on today's episode, we are talking about pulling down every mental stronghold. As you all know, mental has to do with the mind, right? Yeah. So what I mean by pulling down every mental stronghold is that pulling down every stronghold in your mind. Do you know that every action that you take, it actually comes from your mind? It first emanates from your mind before you can start implementing it. Me doing this video, it first came to my mind, right? And then I accepted in my mind, okay, I can do this. That's when I can take the action that, okay, I want to actually do this video. So that is why your mind is very important. Your mind is that aspect of you that gives you the permission to actually do whatever thing that you want to do. It's an aspect of your soul, right? You know, the human is actually divided into the spirit, soul, and body, and the mind is the part of your soul, yes, that is very critical. It allows you to take any action. The same way it can allow you to take an action, the same way it can impede you from taking an action, yeah. So that is why you must be very conscious of your mind. The mind, yeah. We're talking on the mind, pulling down every mental stronghold. However, I was talking about how the mind can influence your action and all. But then, to the extent to which your mind can actually influence your behavior, your action, it is that same extent, even it can even be greater, that it is also permeable. What I mean by that is that as much as your mind, right, can control your actions, can control your behavior, can control what you do or what you do not do, it can also be greatly influenced. It is also permeable, that is, things can easily enter through it. Your mind is a product of your environment, is a product of what you expose it to. Let's say you are from a background that, okay, probably from an abusive marriage. Probably what you grow up to see is that your father probably beat your mom and all that. You will grow up to have this mindset, this abusive mindset, that it will be in your mind that, okay, what happens in a relationship is abuse. So it will the fact that thing that you've been exposed to while you were growing up, it has influenced your mind that, okay, what happens in a relationship is abuse or violence. So that when it can now influence your own behavior, in the sense that when you probably grow to the age where you can get married and enter a relationship, you start having that mindset of abuse in your relationship, or you start get afraid, you get scared of relationship because it is already programmed in your mind that abuse is what relationship entails because you were exposed to it while you're growing up. So what I am saying in essence is that your mind, as much as it can influence your behavior, as much as it can influence your action, can determine what you do or what you do not do. It can also be greatly influenced by what it is exposed to. Let me give you another example. You grow up in an environment where you were so exposed to destructive criticism. Probably people when you want to do things, people just shut up. We'll hear you later, people just shut you up. You start feeling as if you're not competent enough, as if you cannot do this thing. People start saying that you're boring. Then you can actually grow up to being that person that doesn't want to talk because you feel like I'm awkward. People don't like to get along with me. Because you were exposed to it while growing up. Your mind was exposed to it. Your mind was actually exposed to that environment, to that criticism. So it can affect your behavior. It can affect what you do. It can affect how you see yourself. It can affect your self-esteem. That is the mind, the power of the mind. So stronghold, I was saying pulling down. I said the topic is pulling down every mental stronghold, right? Yes. Pulling down stronghold, the things that are in your mind, the things that, okay, you were exposed to while growing up, while your environment, where you stayed, your background. Like I gave example, probably you're a victim of abusive marriage, victim of destructive criticism. They don't allow you to talk. They don't feel you know something. So those things, as you grow up, those things they form like a stronghold, like a barrier in your mind. That when you want to do something, but you just feel a hold in your mind, because your mind is the powerhouse. Your mind is that powerhouse that gives you the strength that, okay, I want to do this. It gives you the energy to pull through with it. But then when you have those strongholds in your mind, it will debar you from doing the things you need to do. Stronghold. So you need to pull down the stronghold. You need to get rid of them. No matter how they got there, you need to work on it and actually get rid of them. Because there's a potential in you. There's something great in you that your creator, that God has for you, and you need to fulfill. And first, before you do it, you need to get rid of those barriers in your mind. To get rid of those barriers. So I'm going to give you tips how you can actually get rid of stronghold, get rid of barriers in your mind. Of how you can get rid of barriers in your mind. The first one is what we call the law of substitution. Your mind can actually only accommodate a thought per time. So when you see that you're having these negative thoughts, having this thought of this self-limiting thought, you quickly substitute them with a positive thought. You substitute it with a positive thought. You're feeling like you're not good enough. Immediately you notice that you substitute it, I am good enough. Then that way you easily choose your thoughts. You don't just allow anything to come to your mind. Once you see things that are not right coming to your mind, you change it immediately. That is the law of substitution. The second one is the power of confession. You confess good thing. See, as much as your mind, you're thinking the things that are in your mind, things that you think about, can determine your action, the same way what you say can actually determine your action. You say to yourself, you confess good things to yourself. You affirm positive words to yourself. You say, I am good enough. I am what God says I am. I have the capacity to do this. Everyone that sees me sees great thing, yes, because I have the destiny of a great man. You confess the right words to yourself. And mind you, don't think that it's the first time you say those words, that's the time that they start working. No. It comes with repetition. You have to continually say to yourself. You continually affirm those good words to yourself. Then, another one is the law of emotions. That you just starve yourself of negative emotion. It can actually be likened to that law of substitution. When you feel bad, you want to feel bad, you notice yourself starting to feel bad immediately. You bring a happy thought to your mind. Because it is when you are happy that you can actually proceed with things things that can push you forward. So starve yourself of negative emotions. And the fourth one is self-observation. You need to observe yourself. You need to observe your life. Like, let me explain this. The aspect of your life that actually is working, that is progressing, that you feel like, okay, I'm actually doing good here. Then look at that area of your life. Okay, what are the principles that I'm applying here? How do I visualize myself in this area that I can actually achieve things in this area? Then you start applying that same principle to other aspects of your life that are not working. You get, probably you see that okay, in your spiritual life, you see that you're doing very well. Then you apply those principles. What are the things that I see about myself that is making me okay to progress in this area? Then you apply it to other areas of your life that are not working. So that wraps it up. 4 tips to actually pull down strongholds in your mind, to pull down every mental stronghold. So I hope that helps you. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me. See you next time. Bye.